The world seems to surprise us with something new each and every day. We never know what it is until it surely happens. In some families, for some reasons, children are raised by their step-parents. Some treat them with love, and other children are not always in good terms with their step-parents. Well, this is not the case with him because he decided to marry his stepmother, hence making her his own wife, and he is proud and happy that he did. But how did this happen? Does their culture or even their society favor what these two did? This is their story. Again, we are in the Democratic Republic of Congo. We travel to an area called Buhanyabwe, and this is where we came to meet them. He is called Umweze. He is 65 years old. She is called Nabusane, and today they share with us the story of their lives. He was born in this village 64 years ago. He had both parents and a sister, and that was their family. They grew up and became adults. It was not long after then when they lost their mother, and this was a very sad thing. Well, he says that they accepted what had happened and they moved on, but this was not the case with their father Rusake. He really wanted to still have a wife, so he went for it. He then started looking for a new bride since it was something that he really wanted. She says that many years ago, she was still a young girl, still living with her parents back in Miti, where she was born. Everything was going on smoothly, and by then they had a culture. Fathers used to decide on the men that their daughters were supposed to marry, and this is exactly what happened. Rusake came and talked to her father. He was straightforward and he told him that he had been looking at his daughter for quite some time and she is the one that he wanted to marry. He was told to pay bride price or dowry, and he did. Well, it was just one goat. He got it from his farm and brought it to her family, and then they got married. Everyone was so happy, and Rusake's children were also happy as well to have someone that they could call their mother, and everything was fine. Years later, Rusake and his newly wedded wife gave birth to a baby girl. She was raised with others and she became a sister to them. 2 years later, unfortunately, Rusake died. When he passed on, this was also another sad story. After they lost their father, both his sisters got married one after another. They were now left in their father's house all alone, and it was him and his stepmother that were left there living alone. He says that she was his mother and she kept on taking care of him just like a parent should. Later, they slowly by slowly started having feelings for each other since they were living all alone, and it got to a point where they couldn't hide it anymore. They were living in a small, single-room house which was made of grass, which means that they could dress up in front of each other. Some people think that this is the reason why they might have caught feelings for each other. At first, they were really scared to even say it since she was considered as his mother. Telling the society that they were in love and they wanted to get married was something that was not going to be easy at all, but it had to be done. Umweze went to her family and told them that she wanted to marry their daughter, who was his stepmother. It was really shocking and they thought about it. They told him to pay bride price, and he also brought the goat that they wanted, and she was all his. They tell us that they have never been officially married, be it in church or by law, but they decided not to tell us why. After he paid dowry, that is when it was now known by everyone in the society that his stepmother was now his wife as well. According to them, they have been living as husband and wife for roughly 14 years now, but they say that it might be more than that. For all this long, they have never had a child, though she has been getting pregnant for a couple of times now. She says that her body is very weak because she is suffering from a lot of diseases, though she did not want to specify and tell us what those diseases are. He says that they have not been having a baby of their own because they are old and not able to have children now. However, people in the society never at all agree with what these two are saying, and they completely have a different picture of why they have never had a child of their own. He is called John, a journalist and a member of this society. He says that he has known the story of these two for years now, and in this area it is considered as an abomination. No one here was ever happy when they heard about what these two had done. People in this village say that this is the reason why they have never got married officially, because no priest would ever allow to unite these two. He says that they should be punished because this is not at all right to give such an example to the young generation that is looking up to them. He considers this as one of the worst things that he has ever seen or even heard in his entire life. John says that now the children are being shown that it is okay to marry their parents, and this is very misleading. Most people in this society say that fate is not also on their side, and that is why she always gets a miscarriage and she never gives birth. The society is not happy with Umweze's decision to marry his stepmother. They never thought that anyone would ever do such a thing, yet they have a lot of girls living in this community, neighborhood, and the world as well. These two are living a very hard life because after Umweze's father died, they thought that the house was now theirs, but this was not at all true. It was sold years ago, and a man came with documents proving that the land belongs to him, and he threw them out. Umweze is now a middleman. He deals with showing the local people where to buy cows, and this is what he does for a living. He earns very little money. It is very hard for him to afford food for them on a daily basis, but he keeps trying. Everything has its wonders, even darkness and silence do. Thank you for watching. My name is Prince. This is Afrimax English. Do not forget to subscribe.